Scrolls fans, here we are with Game 2 between PewQ and Magpieman in the King of the Beta tournament. PewQ was able to take Game 1 with his late game Decay build versus Magpieman's Mono Energy ranged mid-ranged build. Now Magpieman has selected a deck to try to defeat and counter PewQ's build. And what Magpieman has done is picked a Decay deck, but don't you be fooled. This is absolutely not a mirror match. Even though both players are playing Decay, they're playing very, very different decks, very, very different styles. Let's start with PewQ's build here. Let me fix the picture. And this is PewQ's build that he played in the last game. The key scrolls for him were, of course, that Halls of Umlasa. He was able to get one down on turn 6. Not enough harassment by Magpieman's deck in the early game to prevent PewQ from snowballing with all of that card advantage. He was up on 9 or 10 resources. He still had a full hand. He had tons of stuff on the board and was able to ride that wave to victory. Also key for him were the curse combos, so he has the Bloodline Taints combined with the Infectious Blights and combined with the Baleful Witches and things like that. That was very powerful for him all game long. What has Magpieman done to try to counter this? Well, he's brought a Decay deck of his own. Ignore the Dust Runner there, that's not a part of the deck. But what we have here is an Undead aggro build. Super fun deck to play and watch. The key to this deck is really Restless Bones. That scroll acts often as a 3-cost God Hand in the right situation, and that is value that you cannot doubt, especially with how many powerful undead are finally in the game. Obviously, you have the Harvester. Obviously, you have Mire Shamblers and Husks and things like that. But now with the addition of waypoints, there's just a lot more options. You even have a nice little Lord, the 4-cost that counts down everything. Well, not everything, but most of your creatures every other turn. And then, of course, the Urva at the 5-drop slot that deals a little bit of damage every time an undead unit deals some damage. Interestingly, Magpieman's build also takes advantage of the Scavenger Animivore combination, so his Revenants and things like that will be drawing him scrolls as well. So we'll see these two very different decks, even though they're playing the same resource, go at it. See if Magpieman can put a little more pressure on PewQ and not let him build up. PewQ won't be doing much in the early game. Magpieman does do a lot in the early game. Look at this hand. This exemplifies the deck. 2 1-drops, 2 2-drops, and a 3-drop. He's coming. A lot of them have high countdown, though, so that's the downside to a lot of these undead stuff, but there is really strong countdown reduction throughout his deck, so he may be able to still get some good attacks off. Husk is the choice. Starts off round 1 with a Husk. PewQ's turn has a Languid for it if he chooses to, and he goes ahead and does it, so he cantrips off that and reduces its power. Still has 1 attack, though. Magpieman now has a 2-drop to pick from, could choose the Slayer or the Boghound. Looks like he's chosen to get the 3-countdown Slayer going, so he's a few turns away from dealing a little bit of idle damage, but is building up his board. PewQ has a Soul Steal to take out that Husk, so he Languided it and then Soul Stealed it, and now has the most powerful, perhaps, undead unit on the board. Magpieman finds his first Restless Bones and has a 3-drop Rot Eater. I'm not sure what he's saying again too, but that Rot Eater is behind and 2 turns away from his first attack. PewQ has an attack coming next turn, has a Brain Lice as well, and that finds a Rot Eater. And so the Rot Eater will just get 1 attack off unless Magpieman is able to boost it up somehow. Finds a Flesh Animator and a Revenant. Harvester comes down first, though, in front to protect his units from the Angry Mire Shambler. Let's see where PewQ moves it to try to get it to deal the most damage he can. Pitches a Brain Lice, has 2 Harvesters of his own, moves the Mire Shambler up, 50-50 chance of dealing damage to the Harvester, and he hits it. He finds a way to do it. Alright, Magpieman, what are you going to do here? Has 2 units on the board to target, but may instead go for idle damage. Lots of choices here. Looks like he's going to trade his Slayer Vestige for the Blightbearer, kill off the Mire Shambler, and then play a Mire Shambler of his own behind, as well as a Blade Husk. So Blade Husk very powerful with 5 attack on only 2 cost. Does have Relentless later in the game once Dominion is established. In Magpieman's deck, it can get Dominion relatively quickly. Oblivion Seeker comes down to stall for PewQ. 2 Harvesters in hand still. Those aren't great in this situation, but could be good later. Magpieman finds an Urva. Still sacrificing for scrolls, though. Not ready to go up to the higher cost stuff in his deck yet. Has Restless Bones in hand, not ready to play it, but Harvester comes down. If one more unit dies, then Restless Bones can turn this Harvester into a 10-attack behemoth, ready to take out an idol in one go. Harvester for PewQ played to the top, Harvester for PewQ played to the top, again, double Harvester action. Oblivion Seeker moves up to try to defend them, leaving Magpieman to deal any damage he wants this turn. Nothing has died, though, unless Soulsteel comes down, but he can't afford that combo. Revenant played up, so that will be ready to trigger. And then Restless Bones goes ahead and plays it. Look at all of this idol damage coming in. 11 on the middle idol, 5 on the bottom idol. Harvester will trigger not next turn, but the turn after, unless Soulsteel can be used. Dominion achieved. One idol taken down, 5 damage to another. Tremendous amount of damage off that Restless Bones. And importantly, this is something to keep in mind. With things like Loyal Darkling, Magpieman doesn't need to finish off the idols. He just needs to get them down to 2 health and then stall long enough to get those killer scrolls. So he is already in a strong position. And actually, I should note that the Revenant play played before the Restless Bones did get triggered by that, so that's why he played that in that order. So that was 4 haste damage and came in and killed a Harvester and counted down his own Harvester. So that was, in fact, quite a strong play. Anyway, over to PewQ, who has a Languid for the Harvester that isn't ready to attack, Brain Lice for the one that is, which will unfortunately die before it's able to get its powerful attack off. That's a really key play. Some players don't like Brain Lice right now. PewQ still seems to be okay with it, playing it in this very high-stakes tournament. There's one of those Loyal Darklings, but it is sacrificed. Shroud of Unlife finds a home in this deck because it turns creatures into undead, including those Rot Eaters, and the Scavenger Construct played down. So card advantage will be coming in as soon as Magpieman can find the Anima Conduit to go with it. Lots of idol damage. Only 9 health left on the combined between these two idols. PewQ's got to get stuff down here. Harvester is unable to do much up there. Infectious Blight will take out a Shambler. Tribesman, great at playing defense. Standing in the way is the best. He is one of the best scrolls in the game at doing that. The Infectious Blight jumps, luckily for PewQ, to the other Myers Shambler. Sanctuary of the Lost gives everything a ward in Magpieman's deck, and that comes down. What else has he got here? He's also got a Blade Husk, which will have Relentless, as will his bottom one. So 3 Relentless units. Everything's got ward. Let's see, what can PewQ do? He is able to kill off one of the Blade Husks, plays an Oblivion Seeker down, and so that's a lot of defense to get through. Tons and tons of defense. A Watcher as well. It's going to be really, really, really hard to... Really, really, really hard for Magpieman to break through that. It's going to take some Relentless damage. He's got some now. Finds another Construct, not helpful. Finds a Flesh Animator, that will be helpful. It is played down in front of the Scavenger Construct. 3 damage to the Oblivion Seeker and 2 more damage to the unit behind. PewQ, though, does draw a Rattle Him, so he's going to get a lot of advantage off that Sanctuary of the Lost. Able to take that out, drawing his own Halls, as well as languiding on the Flesh Animator. Cursed Presence goes on the Harvester, which does have Infectious Blight on it, so it will perish on 1 countdown. So that's twice now that PewQ has been able to poison and curse the Harvesters just before they get the attack off. Really, really critical, especially because Magpieman is 1 Loyal Darkling, 1 big attack away from ending this game. What can he do here? Finds an Animivore, so that's going to be tons of card draw if he can get it on his Construct. Plays a Slayer Vestige in front, and there's the Animivore played on the Construct. No, instead he plays the Sanctuary of the Lost, choosing to protect his units rather than draw some scrolls here. Necrogeddon for PewQ, he chooses to play Damning Curse. That will allow him to take out all but 1 of Magpieman's units, down to just a 1 health Slayer Vestige and a 15 health Scavenger Construct. But there's no way that PewQ is going to try to break through that lane. He'll go for the other ones. 2 Revenants in hand, Animivore played, so he can start drawing scrolls off these Revenants, but instead he's going to play out that Boghound and passes the turn over to PewQ, who has a Relentless Harvester ready to go. Let's see here. Bloodline Taint is a possibility. He could put that on that Construct, but it looks like Baleful Witch is going to come down just as another blocker and takes out a unit, lets Magpieman draw some scrolls, and deals 5 idle damage. So PewQ sort of racing against the clock here, because if the game goes long enough, with all the scrolls Magpieman's going to draw off this construct, he will find enough direct idle damage to just finish the game no matter what PewQ's doing. So what PewQ needs to do is acknowledge that and try to end the game himself, and that's what you saw him do, going for that middle idle and just dealing a ton of damage with the Harvester. Magpieman sacrifices for scrolls, has a Damning Curse, plays another construct out, and then let's see, what's he going to do here? Plays Blade Husk behind. Are we going to see Revenant come down? No, he's saving the Revenants. He's saving the Revenants. Damning Curse, Cursemonger, and then another Cursemonger. Tons of stuff for PewQ. Moves the Oblivion Seeker down. That'll take out a Blade Husk, and then he's also going to kill the Slayer Vestige. So it's card draw for Magpieman, but worth it for PewQ to take out those units. Lots of cards in hand. Let's see. So these Revenant plays, and this is something that a note we got from Magpieman. It looks like his plan here is to save the Revenants to try to combine them with the Scavenger. Oh, I'm sorry, blanking on the name. Restless Bones. That's it. Saving the Revenants to try to combo with a Restless Bones. If he's able to do that, that's 8 instant damage that could almost take out an idol on its own. So that's the play that he's going for here. Let's see if he's able to find it in time. Only has 9 scrolls left in his deck. I think we've only seen 1 Restless Bones, so that should be 2 more down there. PewQ needs to end the game before that happens. Let's see here. We have an Ilmire Tribesman. Still not in Necrogeddon range unless... No, doesn't quite hit it. Does Necrogeddon though. Deals good idle damage. Going to take out a ton of stuff, but won't be able to end the game from what I can see here. So we got the top husks waiting patiently for them to spawn. Oh, for the day when those all spawn at once, or at least a little bit faster. They're going to take out the Harvester, take out the middle idol, and take out one of the constructs. Tons of damage coming in. Harvester falls, an idol will fall, a construct will fall. Magpieman in dire straits now. His tournament life is on the line. If PewQ wins this game, if PewQ's able to get just a little bit more idle damage, then that's going to be it for Magpieman. Magpie goes up to 5. Plays a Rot Eater out for defense, has a Loyal Darkling as well. Loyal Darkling will damn this idol to be killed. Still unable to find the Restless Bones. Let's see if PewQ can end the game. Doesn't have another Necrogeddon. That's his only burst damage in the deck. Plays an Oblivion Seeker in front, really solidifying his defense on the idols. No idol goes undefended. At least 1 husk on every idol. Passes over to Magpieman. Slayer Vestige needs a sacrifice for scrolls. Still can't find the Restless Bones. Still can't find it. Soul Steal is a start. Gets him a Mire Shambler, and then will also play out a Sanctuary of the Lost, giving all of his units ward except for his Rot Eater. There's the Necrogeddon though. Soul Steal comes down, takes out the Loyal Darkling. It should bump the Rot Eater up to 4 though, but Necrogeddon will be enough to end the game. Wow. PewQ finds it before Magpieman can find it. A race to see who can get the surprise big play, and the race goes to PewQ. Now it's just a matter of how many idols he's going to be able to take out. I think he can get the top one and the bottom one. That Scavenger Construct's going to stand in the way of the second one. Still defending to the last days of Magpieman's deck. So here come the Husks. They move into position, and good game to Magpieman. It looks like he said he just found those Restless Bones that he was looking for. I don't think it would have ended the game right away, but it would have put PewQ in a position where he would have been just moments from death. Well done to both players. Congratulations to PewQ for advancing to the next round, where he will play the winner of the Anti-Rad and Rational matchup. So this has been Smogan with the King of the Beta Tournament. Thank you all for watching.